smoke. I got another gangster for this team. Sometimes I walk around strapped, nigga. I got another gangster for this team. I don't waste a minute, motherfuckers, I be smoke. I got another gangster for this team. Sometimes I walk around.
All right, you know, I'm gonna be speaking about certain things that is happening at the moment. You know how the Mexican mafia rolls. They're straight killers. You know what I mean? Anyways, my name is JR. I paused for a minute. My name is JR. I'm gonna be talking about Mexican mafia and how they run, and what happened to me when I messed up in my life somewhere in the past when I was pretty young. I grew up in a family from Mexico. I'm Mexican American. I didn't know much. I don't have a dad around. I had women, bunch of women, and I had an uncle who was drug dealing with I don't know what. He got shot before I was even born. And pretty much my uncle got shot as well. So you got two uncles. One was born here, and the other one was born in Mexico, but he got shot, which is my grandma's brother. And I don't know the story about that, but I'm pretty sure he was involved with cartels. You know, and I am broke as a joke. Right now I'm 23, and I've been through a lot. And there's a house where I used to stay, but my grandma still lives there. Um, you know, I'll talk about that later on, but she got a house, one house and a back house. A big property, pretty nice. But the story is that house has history, I believe. And I believe the house was given to her by, I guess, Mexicans, or I don't know what was the deal between that, but I don't think they could afford it. But the house has something behind its walls. It has a basement. Well, it doesn't have a basement, but between the carpet and the kitchen, it has a hole, a square hole. And it goes really deep, about probably like 11, 12 feet down. And, what it has inside, the hole is just a brick and cement. And dry walls and a ladder, a wooden ladder. And when you crawl under the house, it has some space, which is sand, dirt. I mean, it has a bunch of dirt, and it's really dark, and it's in the middle of the house. Well, it's in the back of the house, but towards the living room. And I found that interesting. I didn't know until the house got on fire, and the Mexicans came in, fixed it. They tore down the they tore down the wooden floors, and they found a hole, which I haven't found the hole. And pretty much, but I'm gonna get that later on. That's gonna be coming up. I'm just gonna talk about what happened, how I started with the Mexican mafia. All right, so most people don't know much, but I do. You know what I mean? By hanging out with these dudes, I know a little bit, not much. I know something. And I want to talk about how I got involved. Well, this is how I started. Um, well, I was before I was living. This happened and took place in Whittier, uh, California. Um, I was living before I was living in South Central Los Angeles. I was moving place to place because my mom, you know, she's one of those persons that ended up in kicking it with gangsters. my dad's from Playboys, and she was hanging out with them and got into drugs and became a tweaker. And she got kicked out of her house. She had kids with us, and she didn't get along with her mom, and she started living with her cousins and aunties, and we're moving house to house. Anyway, so I was living in South Central, and my mom, she goes, house to house. And at the age I was like probably like 11 when when this started to happen. Um, you know, I was kind of like a troublemaker kid. I grew up in I didn't grow up, but I stayed 2 years in a school called 28th Street, right there in Pimera Flats hood. And I was kind of like a little troublemaker, always getting in trouble, but always getting away. You know what I mean? When I talked you know, to the fucking principal, but I was always getting in trouble and became a troublemaker. So I was kind of like a little active ass kid and shit, running around and playing sports and kicking it. It's mostly Mexicans, like Paisa people that have families from Mexico that goes to that school. Bunch of wetbacks. And I moved to Whittier because my mom decided to move to Whittier, which with her mom. And I went to a white neighborhood school, and you know what I mean. And that's where it started. It just became all weird and shit. You know what I mean. I started bullying these people because I had a cousin that used to go there, and I grew up with them almost. So I used to always protect them, and I'll punk these fucking white boys, and pretty much I'm pretty sure they'll go home and tell their little mommies and daddies. Then out of nowhere, you get these motherfuckers coming in out of the ordinary. These motherfuckers, I mean, these dudes that act all tough and shit. They moved in from I don't know where, and you know, we're gonna get and then it matches up to the story. So this kid comes in, these two brothers, and everything starts getting weird and shit. You know what I mean? And you know, you'd be surprised how much involved is Mexican mafia gets around. They're pretty involved with they'll make their way to talk things out with like mostly every motherfucker everywhere, stores, businesses, schools, you name it, and they're right there and shit. There's no way out and shit. So like blood in, blood out and shit. And so let's fucking skip to the main story. I start kicking it with these four dudes. I kind of have a pocket knife, and I threaten them, and they snitch on me. But they're like little skinny dudes, from hoods. They're hood related and shit. And they're skinny jeans, and they get scared. They snitch on me, and I go to the principal. Tells me where's the knife, and he calls the cops. I'm in middle school. I'm in seventh grade, and they arrest me, and and I went to juvenile hall for about 2 months straight, and I got out. I was about to do 4 years, and I was gonna do 4 years in prison, juvenile prison, but they were all ganging up on me, and I got away with it, and I went to a different school, you know, a continuation school. Then I met this dude that, like I said, that came out of nowhere. These two dudes. I knew the brother, but I didn't know the other dude. But the other dude was kind of like a like all about and he just didn't give a fucking shit. He's like this gang banging and you know and gang banging little kid and shit, slick back hair and don't give a fucking shit. And he was all gang banged out, white shirt, checker shorts, long socks, and he's my age. And I was with my friends. I was one of my friends and my cousin. We were kicking it. It was about 7 o'clock at night, and we were about to go rob this Chinese store for like some cigarettes and shit. Book it. Snatch and run. until this guy can, this kid comes along that I knew, but he was kind of like a bully, always getting down, and he's just a bully to everybody. And he walks by and tells us, I ain't no bitch, you know. I was always getting down and punking people too, but I wasn't that of a badass. And he came around and said, "What you punks doing and shit?" I told him I ain't no punk. I don't know what you call him punk, but he knew one of the dudes I knew. And he's like, "What?" He's trying to act tough and shit, and I was trying to act tough too. We got into it. I was wearing skinny jeans before. I was wearing big shirts and baggy pants, Jordans, you know, and and you know um we get into it, and he's all gang banged down, wears skinny jeans and tight ass shirt, spiky hair, and no, I'm just really skinny. He's bigger, way 2 times bigger than me. And he's like, "What's up?" And I'm like, "What's up?" Like, want to get down? Let's go to the back of the shopping center, right there by Whittier. And I was like, "All right, let's go." We're getting down. Boom, boom. I get him on his lip. He gets me in the little cheek right here. But the fight ended. Then he shakes my hand because he was by himself, and it's all weird because he was going some direction that, you know what I mean, like, it's all weird. I already knew the setup, so he shakes my hand. He's like, "Hey, you're down," and he tells me, "Hey, you want to join this tagging crew?" I'm like, "Sure, I'm down." You know what I mean? And he says car SRK, which is Street Rolling Kings. It's a tagging crew. He's all gang banged out. So this is where it gets, weird. And I was alright. I hit you up one time. I hit you up. I gotta, we walk him to his house, and I sit there at his house, and we're playing Bloody Knuckles. He told me, "How hard can you hit?" I'm not hitting him, and pretty much, and then I hit him up and shit to get my put on. I guess you had to get a put on for some reason. And his brother gave me the put on. He's all fucking me up and shit. Pa pa pa. And I got in, and then and pretty much, but I didn't really kick it with them. And then his brother said, "Hey, my brother's gonna hand me over the crew because he's not gonna be part of it, and because he's all gang banged out and shit. But he's not from no hood and nothing." And I'm alright, whatever and shit. Then I never kick it with them again. So I basically got fucked up and never got kick it with them. They never gave no phone numbers or nothing. I was just claiming it all by myself. Claiming it hardcore and shit. Anybody passed by, like, "Hey, where you from?" and shit. Like I was from a hood. The hood I stay at is where about locals and shit. The OVL. I was gangbanging like it was a hood. But I didn't know better. But I wasn't no punk. And I started to dress like long socks, trying to dress like a gangbanger. I wear pork clubs. That's been me. So that was nothing new. It's just my hair was like this. How I have it. Now I slick it back. And you know, um, and I got fucked up for no reason. I was, they were trying to do some weird stuff and fuck me up, and like try to straight fucking, they were straight trying to like do me dirty, cause I guess on this they were trying to do me dirty. They were trying to fuck me up. I was skinny. They were way bigger than me, and I mean, they were just trying to fuck me up and shit. And his dad's a bald dude, cholo, gang banged out, suit, trece, whatever you call it. His brother's a gangster. He's a skater, but um. So I started tagging up on myself and shit, riding on the street, tagging SRK, and gang banging it. Then it got serious. They told me, "Hey, you rode on somebody's you rode on a gangster's um garage. We're gonna drop it," you know. And I was like, well, first he told us don't be writing on the ground because it's like disrespecting. He said if people spit on the ground, and that at that time there's a bunch of taggers, you don't even believe it. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of them, a grip of them. And at that time there was a bunch of taggers. Anyways, but he told me not to spit on the ground. I mean, he told me not to write on the ground because it's like spitting on them. So he told me to, he told us to basically tag on the wall. That's what I did. You know what I mean? And I'm all new to tagging and writing, and I'm just a fucking I'm a wetbag actually, because I was not dressing like the way I was dressing. I was following kids and trying to dress like them, and because they're all new to me, they're all white, and they're not white, but they're whitewashed. They're Mexican, like us. There's a lot of hoods over here too, but I guess it's more friendly over here, so it's not really active like South Central, but they do shoot when they need to, and more about that asset life. And over there in South Central is more about that gangster life, that thug life. So, they dropped the click or whatever the crew. Anyway, so they dropped the click, and I stopped gangbanging it. They came to me out of nowhere. They found me. You know what I mean? They found me and they say, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I was at the gym, and you know, and I was at the gym, and I was like, "What are you guys doing here?" And shit, how you guys find me? And shit, you guys don't live around here. You guys live like way over there on the other side. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, "What the fuck? Where did these dudes come from?" They come deep. They told me about it. It's fucking retarded. So we took a picture. They made me throw up a K. I didn't even know how to throw up a K, and they said throw up like this and shit. You know what I mean? And I threw it up. They took a picture. Then I saw him again, and I was kind of I took a picture again with them and shit. But this time was with some dude named Big Wino from Whittier. I guess he was from Whittier, and he was already there. But you know what I mean. Um, that was a different story, and but they dropped it, and how I stopped writing it. Uh, you know, what I was doing now is I was crossing out the hoods. You know what I mean? I was bored, and I was like, what the fuck, I was crossing out. I was living in the hood of Florence, La Florencia, F13, what do you call it? And I started tag F13 on the walls of Whittier. Whittier are locals hoods, and I started crossing out Whittier. And I guess they got into it, and I guess I threw a name out there, and I guess somebody had that name that lived over here. Some dude that was in his 40s, who was from Florence as well. And I guess I'll get to that right now, but there's a different story. And they got into it. you know and one time I went out like at 2 in the morning. I stole some dude's bike. He left it there. you know I kept it for 2 days in my house. I came back out. I rode out again. I was about like 16 years old, and two dudes passed by, and they had a biking trail, and two dudes were drunk, and they were passing by, and they told me, "Hey, you dress gay," you know. They're provoking it. I passed by, I ignored them. "Hey, you dress gay," and they were like about 6 years older than me, and those fools had a bottle, the big bottles, those big ass fucking Millers and shit, big ass Millers, and it was like halfway done. And that fool's he has in his hand, the other dude has a brief box of beers, and they said, "Hey, you dressed gay 2 times," like they wanted me to go back and say, "What's up?" Like, what you say? So I went back, and I had a comb over, long socks, all grayed out, gray shoes, Vans with white, long socks, gray shirt, and gray checker shorts with their cargos, but they were really thin material, more like light gray, but airproof, whatever you call it. And I got off my bike, like, "What you say, that shit?" And that fool got active with me. So that fool, he chucked the bottle to my face, and it hit me in the face right here. As you can see, there's a scar right here. He hit the whole bottle to my face, full strength. Boom, hit me. I started gushing blood, and that dude told me he's trying to fight me still, and his friends like, hey, calm down, and shit. And I got hit, you know what I mean, with that big ass bottle, and you know, and I was like, what the fuck? And that fool's like, hey, like, what's your problem and shit? I was like, I'm gonna go tell the homies. I told him, you know what I mean. He was like, what homies? I was like, nothing. And that fool said, I said, I'm gonna go home and shit. He's like, yeah, go home and shit. And he gave me a hug and he said, go home and lay down. And I'm bleeding. I'm really bleeding. And that fool said, go home and lay down. So I was alright. And I dipped out my bike. I told him, no, you can have the bike. That fool said, here, take it. And I was bleeding, like gushing. And I was dripping blood. That was a big ass bottle I took. And I went to the hospital. They stitched me up. And I got fucked up and shit. I had you know, I have uh, I have a broken skull basically. So I got out, I got stitched up, and there were still, there's screws that were being active still, and I was, there's dudes that were gangbanging on me, some big old motherfuckers and shit. It's fucking dudes that lift weights, fucking tagging and shit, fucking older dudes, gangbanging and shit. And where you from? Like, nah, I'm good. So I got out and they're still trying to gangbang on me. It was all Mexican mafia affiliated and shit. So, those dudes, I seen some dudes. I got out, I had a big ass fucking bruise, bleeding, I had my shirt all bloody, my pants. I got fixed up, I went home. Uh, they told me I can't play sports no more. And, pretty much, I've been in and out juvenile halls, back to back. I keep going back for violations, but not because I was provoking it, but because I was being lazy, and they kept arresting me because they feel like it. And pretty much, this is my life, and I wanted to gangbang and shit after that. Then they sent me to placement. I went to placement. It's a thing where you go to juvenile hall and they send you because your parents can't take care of you. They look at it as a foster home for you. And I go there, and there's a bunch of gang members, kids that are tatted up, everything, from the area, South Central, Whittier, whatever you call it, Southeast. And I want to be a gang member now. So I slick back my hair for the first time. I have no tattoos. I want to be a gang member. I got out. I started dressing like a gang member now. So I got out, and I went back to my mom's house. No, I actually ran away. So I was on the run for a year straight. I turned myself in, but I get to that point. So I'm right here. Um, I'm right here at my grandma's house. I got out. You know what I mean? My cousin told me, you want to get a tattoo? I was like, yeah. I got this LA tattoo right here. You know what I'm saying? At a shop. It was done. Because I got out. Say, want a tattoo? I was like, yeah, I'm down. I had slick back hair. You had to fit in with the looks. And my cousin's from this, I think it's a hood or a tagging crew. I'm not sure. But it's been around for a while. It's like a punk rock crew. But they have sureños as well in their crews. And you know, uh, it's from a hood called Suicidals, Tennessee's ST, Southeast, and they're in prison. I met one in prison when I went to prison as well. They kind of deep, and it goes, and then you know, I started dressing pro clubs, baggy pants, Cortezes I had, you know, and pretty much then what was really going on after that, you know, in placement you lift weights, so I started lifting weights. I was not that big, but I had a cut up chest and some arms, and you know, um, I met some dudes. And then I went to the park, and I went to some park that my friend took me to, and I've been living there for about 3 years now. You know, so but I don't know much. But the dude that I was in the crew with, his brother, he took me to the park, and and that's how I knew about it. So I went back. I was at the gym working out. That's when I saw him. He told me the click dropped and all this, and you know. But the bike that I stole, I gave it to the dude that was in the tagging crew with, and he told me, "Hey, you know that bike you stole? You gave me?" I was like, "Yeah, it was some dude's bike." I was like, "Well, yeah." He's like, "Where'd you get the bike from?" I was like, "I stole it." It's like it was some dude's bike, and I gave it back to him. So so it's just a connection right there, and he shot him back the bike, and I'm already fucked up. So uh, I had to go back a little bit. So then I meet this dude called from Florence. His name was Sleepy, and my the dude named Jesse. That was the dude I was kicking it with. He goes. I go to his house and shit, and he told me, "Hey, let's kick it." So I'm kicking it with him. He shaves my head bald, and I tell him about my scar and shit, and he's right there shaving my head bald. And he takes me to his uncle's house, and his uncle's from Florence. He called him Sleepy, and he asked me, say, "Hey, where you from, NJ?" And I told him, "I don't gangbang." He's like, "I'm Sleepy," and then it was kind of like a little setup. And he told me, "Hey, guess what happened?" I was like, "What happened?" And I barely met him. It's like there's some dude, running around crossing Whittier out and putting my name on there. And he's like, when I find him, I'm gonna get him and shit. And I'm in front of him, and you know what I mean. I'm trying to act like I didn't do it, but he knew I did it. Somehow, like I said, it's all connection, and he just don't like me at all, cause I guess Whittier, the hood Whittier came to him. A group of dudes came to his house and knocked at his house and told him, "Hey, you're sleepy?" He's like, "Yeah, get the fuck out." He's like, "What happened?" He's like, "Yeah, get out, motherfucker. We're gonna fuck you up right now." And he's all like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. I didn't do nothing," he said. That's what he told me. He said, "I didn't do nothing. I just live here. I'm not trying to start nothing. I'm not crossing out nothing." But like, "Whoa, your name's on the wall, and you're crossing our hood, and you're sleepy." That's where we got the word from. There's some dude from Florence right here that's named Sleepy. And they want to fuck him up really bad. I guess it made him look bad, and he got pissed. Then he comes after me, and you know, you know what I mean? I act like I didn't know, and pretty much, he didn't like me. He started asking me, "Hey, who you know from Florence?" I know some dude named Lazy Boy from the Malos from Florence. My sister with them. It's like, yeah, is your sister from Florence? I was like, I don't know, Jen, but she kicks with people from Florence. It's like, I know some girls from the Gangster Locas that's a shot caller for the girls' clique. He just didn't like me. Like. So who's lazy? What's his name and shit? Like, what they call him? I was like, I don't know. They call him Eric. That was his name. And he passed away and shit. But I'll get to that point as well. He passed away before that. So I'm like telling him Eric. And he's all like trying to fucking make calls already, like fast. So he's trying to, whoever he's talking to, he's trying to make calls fast. Like, you have his sister's Facebook? What's her Facebook? I was like, I don't even fucking know. He's just trying to get information about me. And, you know what I mean? Pretty much, um, that's how I started and shit. I left. I didn't talk to Jesse again. That's his name, Jesse. And, I'm in placement. So let's go back to placement. And, you know my sister's still with that dude, from Florence. So he ends up dying because of me and shit. um but I didn't know better. I said some words, and I told him, hey, I'm not trying to go back to my house and shit. She's like, why? So I guess I had a girlfriend. My dad used to visit me. He's from Playboys, and his girlfriend's from Florence. She's not from Florence, but her brother's like, like he's a. I guess what I heard he's a killer and shit. And that's what someone told me and shit when they were drunk. Like, hey, that dude got nothing else better to do but be a killer and shit. And so her brother's somebody and shit. So, some big ass 6'3". I think he's like 6'2" and shit. Big ass motherfucker. He's thin, all blasted up, long hair, dark skin. And they call him Roman and shit. And he's like a part of Florence. There's a clique from the neighborhoods, I believe. I'm not sure about that. But, I told him I ain't trying to go back over there and shit. Because that fool's like fucking don't like me. And that fool's fucking, slanging shit and breaking shit, and somehow he doesn't like me. I never did nothing to him, and he doesn't like me for shit. You know what I mean? So I was like, nah. She's like, what's his name and shit? I was like, his name is his name is Lazy Boy and shit. And he dresses he dresses like fucking like he's in prison and shit. Long socks, checker shorts, fucking mustard shirts, and like he's dark, slick back hair, like all that prison tucked in. He's straight prison and shit. But I believe he never been to prison and shit. That's what I heard. He never been to prison, but he was barely like 21 at the time, and he never been to prison and shit. And I was like about like he was 21. I was about like 17 at the time. Yeah, I was 17, and I told her, hey, this dude's too much. She was like, all right, so I'll see something. So they came back, and he died. He passed away already. I guess the rumor is they locked him up at a trap house, and he has asthma, so he was trying to breathe, and they locked him up, and he had a heart attack and shit with meth, and he passed away at his mom's house. They took him to his mom's house, and that fool, he couldn't take it, and he fucking passed away in front of his mom's house. And then I got the word back when I was in placement. She told me, hey, guess what happened to him? So like, what happened? He passed away. I was like, yeah, I know. How you heard? Like, all my sister's friend on Facebook. She's like, he's not gonna bug you guys no more. And that's the last thing she said. And I was like, whoa, it pretty hit me and shit. Like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And he was young. He was like 21. And pretty much. But, these hoods, when I got hit with the bottle, it was hood related. It fucked me up. Somebody, said this fool's targeting on the walls, hit this motherfucker. Boom, I got hit and shit. You know what I mean? With no questions asked. I could have died and shit. The doctor said it was a miracle and shit. And, you know, um, so, I got a replacement. You know, I'm trying to look for a place to work out at. And I find the park and shit, which is some park called Palm Park. It's really nice park, and there's a workout area like a prison workout. There's a concrete fucking metal bars like a little prison workout at the park, at a nice park and shit. And I'll get to that in my other video, but I'm just trying to share what happened to me. I got fucked up with the bottle and shit. I believe that was not good and shit. You know what I mean? Because the dude's bike that I stole was some dude in prison and shit. Some fucking tweaker that was, I guess, picking up some dude, picking up some meth. I got fucking hit with the bottle and shit because it was in the alley. The gate was open, black gate, and there's weights. And I took the bike and I got fucking hit. Like 2 days later, I got fucking hit. I guess, I believe somebody dropped them off, and they were going to they were going somewhere like retarded, for I know. And I got hit with a big ass bottle. My mom had to come and see me, and my grandma bleeding. She's like, "What happened? You're all bleeding, and like I look like I'm dying and shit, like full of blood." You know what I mean? They fucked me up good and shit. And I believe that wasn't right and shit. And then they have the nerves. The Mexican mafia had the nerves to come see me and and work on me and shit, because that's what they were doing. They were working on me and shit. And I'm talking about OGs come. No, one OG came to the park, and you know, he's well known. He has a lot of power, a lot of juice and shit. That's what I heard, you know. And I'll get to that to my other video. You know, there's more to see. It's ruthless and shit. But you know, I'm gonna stop here and shit. You know.